Hi, Sam.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Mike.
Is this how we're going to start now?
Howdy, Jim.
Hi, Troy.
Good morning.
I like it. Where's Travis?
Like,
Oh, he's on his way in.
good night, Bob.
He's here. Oh, hi, Travis. He's waving.
That's not as good.
No, we need the Travis Teft cam.
Yeah.
So we start today. My lame hello to everyone.
That's good. That's
you
how
like
we
it?
should start every day. It's
Friendly.
Like, well, what's that show that they used to say goodnight to
Waltons.
everybody? Yeah.
Good
the
night,
Waltons.
Grandpa. Thanks for burning the house down.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd all say, good night, John Boy. Good night, Grandma.
Yeah, good night, John Boy. Yeah,
was the
that's
star
like
of the
what
show.
we do. We're like the Waltons of radio.
Richard Thomas, his name is.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he played one of the he played who was the lead in It as an adult.
Oh.
What was the kid's name? Not Richie, not Ben.
Yes.
I don't remember. Stan, not Stan. Bill Denbrough. He has the stutterer. Yeah,
Right. Yes.
He played him.
Oh.
He did some TV, like made-for-TV movies type shit. They used to be big. They're not big anymore because you have cable.
Made for TV movies?
Yeah.
I mean, you just put movies on TV now. There's no reason to make new ones.
I know, but they would do that. Was a big thing.
Of course it was. Yeah, they wouldn't. They'd actually create. I mean, it was a made-for-TV miniseries
Yeah.
when it came
Those are
out.
still pretty big on like Hallmark and
Right.
and, like those get ratings.
Do you know what scared me was
Some of those women watch them.
was
Look at
Salem's
you.
Lot a made-for-TV movie?
I'm not. I think it might have been.
Yes.
That scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid.
I think it might have been. And then they started doing like the Stephen King versions, like Stephen King's version of The Shining
He's too married to
was
his
a
own
made-for-TV.
vision.
Yeah.
And he ruins them. And he's a genius. Stephen King's a fucking genius.
He's a genius at books.
Yeah.
Like, you have to understand sometimes, like, skill sets are what they are. And just because you're a genius at writing books doesn't mean you're a genius at other stuff. For instance, making movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for some reason, there's stuff that will work in a Stephen King book that just won't work on the big screen. Like, if you watch Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, do you think that if I told you, hey, what if at the end the bushes that are shaped like animals, like Edward Scissorhands, what if those animals came alive and started haunting the place? You'd be like, that would ruin the whole movie.
The hedge animals, yeah. And
But
what
it
if
was
he's
in the
chasing him? What if he's chasing him with a mallet and not an axe?
Horrible.
In the book, it was a mallet.
Right.
He was hitting it was a big mallet, croquet mallet or something. He was,
And it worked in the book.
yeah, and the twins are not in the book.
Right, and they're essential to the film.
That was a Kubrick, yeah. Stephen King has to realize, like, you created this thing, but on film, Kubrick made it scarier.
But even when you think about It, do you think that either of the It movies would have been helped by some, like, turtle from another dimension?
No, it just wouldn't have worked.
Right.
It
there's
wouldn't have worked.
something about, like, having it in the book and it existing in your mind and allowing your brain to just paint the picture of whatever it looks like, that works. But when somebody else just shows you this is a turtle from space that stops evil clowns,
Yeah.
you're going, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, these are the deadlights. What?
What?
Yeah, but the only thing I didn't like about the first It, which I thought was great, was
The Tim
that
Curry
stupid
version.
floating thing. Yes.
Oh, no, not the Tim Curry
No,
version.
this one, yeah.
This one, yeah.
It was the floating. That was the only thing that was so corny that they floated like balloons.
You remember I texted you
Yeah.
like right after I saw it, and I was like, hey, in the book, because you've read the book so many times, I was like, the floating was the bodies in the sewer, right? Because it's water.
Yeah, we all
And-
float.
Right.
That's
Because,
gross. They're bloated in sewage.
right, it's kids' bodies floating.
Yeah.
But they just showed them like, oh, they're not dead. They're floating in the sky.
Do you remember in the
Everything
preview-
else about that movie was awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the previews for the second one look good.
Incredible.
Where she's talking, because her name was Beverly Marsh,
Mm-hmm.
and she's talking to Mrs. Because she sees Marsh on the bell, so she rings it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the woman's like, "No, my name is Kirsch," and she goes, "Oh, okay." And then the woman starts kind changing
Very Kubrickian.
into a witch.
Yeah, but the woman looks like the old lady in The Shining. To me,
I
the
don't know-
bathtub lady.
I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
I've only seen it once. I'm going by the book actually more than in the preview. I just remember
Oh,
the preview,
okay.
but in the book she's drinking liquid shit instead of coffee. Like, the woman
you
drinks,
can't-
she's drinking liquid shit,
That's like
sewage.
that's like a stretch. Like she goes back to the kids. Oh, the lady gave me a cup of shit. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you could pull that off in the film version.
It wouldn't read the same.
Right. It would almost feel like the director had his own little things. Like, why would he put in a cup of shit in that scene?
My fodder. She was saying my fodder and my mutter. My fodder.
They did that in the
they did?
in the trailer. Yeah.
There's a line in the book where it's so she goes, my fodder bore me rather than my mutter. He shat me from his asshole. He.
I don't know if that's in the film.
That's in the book.
That's awesome.
That's great. One of my favorite lines.
That's when you start realizing something's awry.
Yeah, and then she realized that she knew it said this thing on the fuck. She knew it said Marsh.
Right.
Kirsch.
Right. It didn't say curse.
And
There's
then the
something going wrong.
Is she telling her in the book that her father was in the movie? My father was. She showed my father was Bob Gray.
I don't know. I don't think about that. I don't think so. So the teaser that they put out.
That's the clown's name.
They put out a full trailer, and then they put out a teaser where it's pretty much just that one scene. And there is, I mean, they get that across because she starts looking at the paintings or the pictures on the wall, and she realizes that she's looking at the clowns, like the old pictures of Pennywise,
His
and
life, yeah.
Pennywise's dad and stuff like that. So that is there.
And there's supposed to be a house, not an apartment like that, but whatever.
Right.
Who cares? I'm hopping on nothing.
Yeah, because I think it's an apartment because this takes place in the new one takes place in the 80s.
Well, it's supposed to be her old place.
But it takes place in the 80s. Instead of the 50s.
You're right.
So this takes place in current day instead of the 80s.
Right. Okay.
Right. So it would probably be more likely in the 80s, if she didn't have any money, she'd probably live in an apartment, not a house.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they updated it.
Yeah.
So good.
Which makes sense. I mean, because that way, otherwise it would have been corny if they put out part 2 and the adults in it and it takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, it
like,
wouldn't have worked.
That's corny.
It wouldn't have made as much sense, or it's not necessary.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I'm excited about it.
I can't wait. When is it's September, right?
September 6th. Yeah. It should be really, really good.
So I got that and The Irishman I got to go to.
Man, you got all this stuff going on.
Busy.
The Irishman not come out until the end of September?
You know.
That's two movies completely separated in September.
Yeah, I got to cancel.
So you got
first night in Toronto.
You got a busy fall.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You got a crazy fall. You got to see the movie It, and you might be in the other movie. Crazy fall, man.
I'm gonna see that one too.
Crazy. Oh, you're gonna see that one too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I've been meaning to start The Sopranos again.
Okay, so you got a lot on your plate.
A lot of shit going on. A lot of shit.
Yeah, I've been meaning to give that a rewatch, so we'll probably start from scratch. But a lot going on.
Did you see I didn't see the video. I always wait to watch them live of Cashman getting pulled out.
I saw that video that was sent. You talking about the Philly shooter?
No, Brian Cashman, the Yankees GM. They had surrounded him with guns.
Oh,
because they thought he was a car thief.
Oh yeah. I did see this. So this is the GM of the Yankees.
Yes.
They thought he was he was stealing a car, but he was not. He was in a car that he was supposed to be in.
Yeah, I wonder why they thought he was stolen.
Because his car was stolen earlier, like a week prior.
Oh, and if they hadn't caught the paperwork up or whatever, that it was recovered?
Yeah, he was on his way to the Connecticut police station to kind of just do processing and everything, but like they had found the car, they had impounded it, he had gotten it out, but I guess there was still old information out there.
And he was like, all right, let me just let the police know I found my car, and I'll just get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Did they do like that?
I don't know.
Did they scream at him, Travis?
We got the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the video.
Oh, don't yell at me.
Driver, turn off your car, put your hands up. Put your hands out the window.
He's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you guys like baseball?
Open the door with your hand from the outside, please.
And this cop is sitting here going, like, in his head, he's like, we just found a stolen car. We found a stolen car. This is what we've been looking for. I mean, this has got to be one of those situations. You think about cops. I think about cops all the time, like the pressure that they're under. They go from just having a normal day to, oh my God, that's a stolen car. Wait, this guy might have a gun on him. Now we're in life or death mode all of a sudden. Not realizing it's just the GM from
By the way, you know
Yankees.
how hard it is to open a door from the outside with your hand?
Yeah, because I guess you got to figure out where the handle is.
Fuck that. I'd reach in and open and get shot.
I'm not
just
doing
panic.
that. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know where the handle is.
Wow.
Turn away from us. Walk backwards towards us, please.
He's in a Wrangler.
Understood, sir. We'll talk to you in a second.
I
Back
wonder.
up towards the detective.
So he's getting out. He's wearing his flip flops. He's wearing his older gentleman shorts. He does not look like a car thief.
No, Sam wants to say because he's white. That's what Sam
not
thinks.
what I
Sam
think.
wants to say that many times.
That's not what white people don't steal cars.
Exactly.
Oh.
Sam's like, if they're white, let them go.
Why won't these cops learn?
That's not our intention. And we all know how they are, okay? All right.
All right, they're going over to the car.
He backed away from it.
Soft top.
Car is clear.
Can't they
You're
just
all
search?
set, sir. You look very familiar to me.
GM of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I know. I used to see you at Brook Street Bagels when I was an Eastchester cop.
Eastchester. You know where Eastchester is? In the Bestchester. A lot of people don't know that. It throws them off. They go, where's Eastchester? I go, Westchester.
He looked a little humorless, Brian Cashman. GM of the Yankees.
Well, he's pretty pissed off that the cops came and
But he knows he had a car. The guy was,
I'm sure he knows what happened. But he's probably annoyed.
a
He's
little
out. He's
frightened too.
He's trying to get gas, and all of a
Guns
sudden,
pointed at him.
yeah, the cops pull their guns on him.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. Were you watching the coverage of this thing that going on in Philly last night?
No, I mean I was keeping up with it on online.
Yeah. There was I guess a couple of cops went in to a house to try to do a narcotics arrest, and I don't exactly know how it ended up happening, but they ended up being held hostage. It was, I think,
The cops were?
the cops were held hostage. I think it was 2 cops and a woman. That was the last I heard of it, that were held hostage in this house. And I mean, I think they were in there for 8 hours. Cops started coming.
How the fuck did 2 cops get held hostage by
I don't
one
know.
guy?
I don't know how they were being held hostage. I don't know what happened in the house. But I mean, it was very sort of information scattering in last night as it was being covered. And then this morning, that's kind of what they were saying.
Did he shoot the 2 guys he was with or no?
I don't think that they got shot. I think the 6 cops that got shot,
Wow.
six cops got shot. None of them killed. They're all okay. But 6 cops ended up getting shot, and I think they were approaching the house.
One guy had a graze wound to the head, but they were all later released.
Yeah, they're all out, and they ended up having to, just a SWAT team had to come in the house. But I'm sure that they were like trying to see through the windows, because you can't just have a SWAT team just rush into the house, because if the cops that are stuck in there
Yeah.
have a gun pointed to their head, that could be it for them.
They served a warrant to a house. That was what it was. Wow. And that guy's alive. Isn't it funny? Like this, it's so crazy. Like a guy will be doing nothing and gets shot because he reaches for a wallet the wrong way.
Yeah.
This guy they know has a gun
Yeah.
and he makes it.
And he makes it.
When you do that though, when you're shooting at the police and there's no doubt that it's you, and they should just be able to shoot you. No matter who you are,
Yeah.
they should literally, when they walk in, when you go, I surrender, they should go, that's good news. And they shoot you.
So you put your hands up.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cops, you got me. No, we're about to get you.
I mean, 'cause what are you going to contribute if you just sat there and shot out a window at 6 cops?
Yeah.
I mean, what's left for you to do that we need you around?
I would agree with you. I would agree with you on that.
And then he won't even walk there carrying him. He wouldn't get in the car.
Well, I'm assuming, first of all, I don't think that this is real.
What do you mean?
The aerial footage of the shooter being thrown into a car, because we had this in our email at 9 o'clock. He didn't get pulled out of his house until midnight. So,
Are you sure?
yeah,
Huh.
they didn't report.
Yeah, I saw different footage of him coming out.
Yeah, this isn't
at
real.
night.
Oh.
I don't know what was being
What is
sent to
this?
us last night, but it was just a guy being pulled out of his house. But this is not the guy shooting at him, because the thing was, I
Who sent
literally,
us this, Rob?
I haven't seen
I
that.
was literally watching the video that they sent us of him being pulled out of his house and seeing that it was still happening. He was still absolutely in his house. So
Can we ask dumb Rob where he got this?
Was that Rob or Mike?
it might have been
Oh,
Mike
oh,
Montone.
Mike.
Oh, he got it from Rob.
Oh my God, he got. Where's Rob?
Rob is a boob.
How does Rob send here's the footage of him being arrested when all you have to do is turn on the TV and be like, he has not been arrested.
Yeah,
that couldn't possibly be him being arrested.
Maybe it's like 4chan, where Epstein's death was reported earlier.
No, they got him at like midnight.
Oh.
This is daylight. It's like
Yeah, this is good. A good
it's
pull,
sunny.
man. This is the guy getting arrested in Philly?
No, it's Alaska, because he got arrested. It must have been Alaska, because the guy got arrested at midnight, and the video that we're watching,
Oh, that's it. Or Hawaii.
or it could be
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Maybe it's in Sweden during the Midsummer Festival.
Yeah, Rob sent this. This is good. This was the guy getting busted in Philly, right?
I thought so.
It's just amazing that you were able to get us this footage before he got busted.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Yeah, you were able to send the video of the guy getting busted
Hours before he actually came out of the house.
many hours.
Is that his house?
It was still an ongoing.
Really is amazing.
It was still an ongoing investigation. They were trying to figure out what was going on in the house. Meanwhile, we already had the footage.
Yeah,
of
we
the guy
knew.
being
He's going to be
arrested.
arrested. Don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah, we got the footage.
The area. Where did you get this?
On Twitter, I saw it. But like, I obviously,
You did
I
a
always do, try and
fact
follow
checking?
up and try and fact check, and
You know what you could have done?
Slipped.
If you had
Turn the TV on.
looked at any news,
Yeah,
you could have seen that he had not been arrested.
that is true.
So maybe if you were like, oh, I have the arrest footage, you'd be like, oh, well, this is clearly not the arrest footage because he wasn't arrested yet.
Let me see the first moment of the. They should go back to where they had the first moment of the footage of the standoff. You think this guy's in trouble?
I don't know. I think they'll probably treat him pretty well. I think the cops will be like, you know what? It was a good back and forth, and we all ended up okay. I'm sure they'll be fine to him.
My bad.
This was apparently the video that Rob sent was apparently a bystander who punched a cop.
That's different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a little different.
You're completely different.
Yeah.
While they're being shot at, he punches them?
Dude, I mean,
I
the
think
cops
this was
had
like very early on.
the cops had no support in Philly.
This is not the shooter. That's one of several arrested when the narcotics warrants were served. One of the suspects started firing on officers serving the warrants inside the house. Blah blah blah.
Oh, that was just another guy they arrested.
It's just some guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no,
this
that's
is
the man who
so really the headline should have read some guy
He's arrested.
is arrested while a much bigger story is
Your
happening.
man arrested in Philly, and you just figured that would be the only one.
Yeah,
How much
the person
fact checking?
who posted it said this is allegedly the Philadelphia shooter.
And Rob was like, good enough
Allegedly,
for me.
it's good enough for me. Lawyer talk.
Let me tell you something. You want to get any lawyer you want to get your client off? You put Rob on the jury.
Allegedly.
You can convince him of just about anything.
Absolutely. That's like your hero Gloria Allred always says. Allegedly.
You think Rob did a lot of fact checking, any fact checking, some fact checking?
I think Rob did zero due diligence. Fucking zero.
No,
I did some fact checking.
you couldn't have done any.
Well,
He is a man,
it's-
and there are police involved.
It's impossible that you could have done any fact checking whatsoever. It's not How could any fact checking have happened if when you sent the video? I swear to God, I'm watching the video that you sent at home last night
right?
with one of the news channels on, probably whatever it was.
CNN or MSNBC.
Well, yeah. Hannity was covering it. Yeah. Anderson Cooper was covering it. Everybody was covering it.
Sure.
So I'm literally watching them cover it on the news.
Yeah.
And then I see your video. I didn't even say anything about it because I go, well, it's nighttime now.
Right.
And he's still in the house.
Yeah, I did.
But I have a video of him already arrested
yeah.
outside of the house in the daytime.
Yeah.
So do you see where I go,
Yeah.
how could even on one iota of fact checking have happened?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And then,
I-
but
yeah.
you say you did some.
Well, I was, trying to. It was a little late.
Rob,
I was-
your video duties were steeped in folly.
Sorry about that.
So would you like to take back when you said I did some fact checking? Would you like to take that back?
No, because I was.
Okay, you're gonna stick with that.
Yes, I was.
What fact checking did you do?
I was just browsing, kind of, and then I googled the story, and then didn't.
Did you see at the top of the article it said ongoing?
Possibly.
Okay, so
But maybe it was like, oh, they didn't update. But you know how sometimes Twitter has the story first before.
you did fact checking. It
news.
did not match with the video, and
Correct.
you said the facts must be off. I'm sending the video.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so no fact checking.
You were just hoping against hope that you wouldn't have no more work to do.
yeah. Done.
No, it's a guy. They won't even know.
Right.
Aerial view.
It's like when your parents check your homework.
Yeah.
And you have to write in complete sentences, and you hope that they're just going to be browsing, so you just write the first half of the complete sentence, which is really just the question.
Yeah,
And you don't
yeah.
actually look up the answer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just checking to do that you did the homework.
I did something. There's something on the paper.
Right.
What did you do after that? After you were done with the videos?
Have a nice jerk and go to bed.
A self-congratulatory jerk. Thinking of how early you did your duties tonight?
Yeah.
It was late, actually.
He calls it a content completion because his content is complete, and then he gets himself a completion.
Maybe
How
Rob just chooses truth over facts, like Biden.
That's
Yeah, that could be. That could be. Oh, trust me, I want to get into all of Biden's clips. Senile old man that he is.
How mad that guy got at me for making fun of Biden and how bad he sounded?
You were right.
He doesn't sound good, my friend.
So you did fact check?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna stick with yes still.
Yeah.
You still, Travis. In your professional opinion, you do a lot of
Maybe my fact checking was a little off. You know, it was-
completely
You
off.
said absolutely and shit. Incorrectly.
I don't know what facts were checked.
How could you?
I know. Facts of life.
How could you possibly check the fact? You take the good. You take the bad.
And then you have a dad and lad, the facts of life. A boo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We're still in this mystery of you standing by that you checked facts.
Rob got laid last night. Here's what happened. He's a newly married man.
Okay.
And she's probably, hurry up, Rob. And he's
Yeah.
like, this good black guy cop's good. Send. I don't blame him. Beautiful wife's waiting for him. He's like, what am I doing? I'm fucking around videos.
Is that what happened, Rob?
It's not what happened. No.
Were you at all concerned that you had footage of the arrest before an arrest had taken place?
No, I didn't
didn't occur to
realize
you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because during I was like, oh, maybe, you know.
To the
it's
mic.
just- sorry. I don't know. It just.
There was, you know what was trending on Twitter?
What's that?
Active shooter.
Ooh.
You know what that leads me to believe? The shooter is
Still out there?
Yeah.
he's active. He
Yeah,
has
he's
not been
active.
arrested. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's- And you know what you can't do once you're arrested? Continue to shoot.
Yeah, they frown on that.
It could, yeah.
They take your gun.
That's one of the main reasons they handcuff people.
Oh.
And also take guns away.
Yeah, they do take your
Do
gun.
they take your gun away?
Normally, sometimes they'll let you keep shooting in the back of the car until you get to the station. Part of the arrangement.
Yeah. Well, innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
Yeah.
They were
that's-
taunting the cops. I mean, the Philly, that makes me so irritated that people were taunting the cops.
Lots of people
They
were
have
taunting
such
the
a
cops.
horrible, the cops and fucking people in Philly have such a fucking horrible relationship.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, most of the talk about it on Twitter, a lot of it that was trending, everything was in jest, kind of joking and celebrating and
Oh, that somebody was shooting at the cops?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a bad,
yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
it's funny, there's a standoff with gunfire, everybody's just standing around watching.
It's a show, man.
I mean, I probably would too.
I don't know if I'd stand around. I'd be scared.
Not me.
You wouldn't?
Nah.
You know why I wouldn't stand around? I'd be like,
Target.
you know why I would stand around actually? I'd be like, guys, there's nothing to worry about. And I pull out my video and my email and I go, he's been arrested.
He's in jail.
This was
The man, officer, the man's been arrested.
This was sent
I've got
to
this
me
video.
at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
But do you know, like, do you think, like, how many rough people are out there in the world? Like, that's a guy you'd have to deal with in the street. Or that's a guy that you deal with in line in the store, bumps into you and you go, what?
You're talking about the shooter?
Yeah, like in life, you never know who you're dealing with. Like, you see this guy, he's a dick in public, he's rude. And you have no idea that this is a guy who, like, you can't back that guy off.
No.
Like, that's a guy that will stand there and shoot at the police.
That's why cops' jobs are so stressful, because every single time you pull someone over, think about that. Just a traffic cop, just a guy who pulls people over.
We make an average stop, yeah.
Every single time. Did you say we?
Yeah, just,
Why'd you say
I was on the
we?
job for a little while.
You were?
I was talking about it.
That's not stolen valor, is it?
No.
Because I don't like stolen valor.
I love it.
Oh, you do?
I borrow it.
'Cause
I borrow valor.
I'm borrowing a little valor. Just
Military guys like that, though.
when you pretend to be military?
Yeah, because you're honoring them. I have a Marine uniform I put on. I'll be like, hey, can I get a discount? They'll be like, yeah, sure.
And the military likes that.
They love that.
Do you pick up women?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you make up stories and the whole deal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't make them up. I mean, I've heard them.
Oh, so you just take other
Yeah,
people's stories.
sure.
But that's in a tribute.
Yeah.
I see.
They
So
like
it's-
that.
Do you want to borrow
respect.
some of Mike's valor?
That's right. Mike was overseas. That's right.
You-
Mike, you got any,
You
you got
guys
any,
should swap stories.
you got any like Purple Hearts or anything?
I don't, but I have
Nah.
friends that do. They might be willing
Can
to
you get
offer
one
them
for
up.
Jim?
Yeah, I just want to borrow some valor. I would never steal it.
You're right.
For Ed, if you need one for a weekend or something.
I'm meeting this chick over the weekend. You got any Purple Hearts?
Borrowed valor.
Borrowed
I'm just
valor.
trying to borrow a little bit of valor. Yeah, man. Every time they pull somebody over, you don't know who's in that car. Like it's a stressful fucking thing.
Yeah.
You don't know what's in the car, who's in there, what their motivation is, like why if they're speeding around the road.
Well, there's very famous footage too, and cops use it in training of a guy who, an old like Texas cop, he pulls over like 3 Spanish guys. I guess they were Mexicans or wherever they were, and he doesn't follow protocol right.
Yeah.
And he gets suspicious and he tells them to open the trunk. I don't know if he had called for backup or not, but it's really weird because you watch them opening the trunk and there's 3 of them and 1 of him. And you see from his dash cam footage, and the 3 of them wind up just tackling him because they had drugs in the car.
Yeah.
And you don't see him; he was killed, but you don't see him killed on camera. They again, the camera's stationary. They pull him off. They're just wrestling around and he gets shot.
Yeah.
But you realize when there's 3 guys, you can't just But they said they use that one in training. Like, do not do this.
Yeah. There's a reason protocol is protocol.
Yeah.
We've thought about possible scenarios, but yeah, I was watching it for a while last night. And they get the guy, everybody's okay. I don't think anybody died or anything like that. But, yeah, 6 people shot.
Yep.
6 cops shot in Philly yesterday. More shootings happening.
Yep.
So,
but at least that one, it's funny. That one you kind of, you get good guys come to get a bad guy and there's a shootout.
right.
That one makes sense.
Yes, it's not like just this random act of, oh my God, I can't go to the mall anymore.
It's not some just broken, mentally ill nothing walking into a fucking, a Kmart or a Walmart and blowing people's heads off.
It's if you're a drug dealer, you don't like cops.
I'm a drug dealer. I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
I have a gun and they have guns. Now there's a shootout.
Yeah, I'm panicking here.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to go.
I have
cornered.
nothing to lose.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what it's like to be in a shootout with cops where you're like, there's no way out. Like, do you get tired of it 10 minutes in? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, shit. It was my adrenaline. Your adrenaline starts to wear off, and you go, where do I go from here? What did I do?
How much trouble was he in that was the option? Like, he obviously had guns and drugs. What else did he have? Like, how much time was he facing? He was probably facing life, and he was like, fuck it.
But now he's got life, plus I shot 6 cops.
Can't get more than... I mean, again, I don't know how the guards treat you, but I know the other prisoners will probably like you a whole lot more when you're in there for your 6-hour or 8-hour standoff with police.
Yeah, but those guards...
Yeah, they're probably not pleased with him.
No, they're not pleased with him. And the process of getting to where... I mean, everything he's going to need... whether it's getting food, whether it's finding a good cell, anything.
Yeah.
They're not going to like him.
He didn't kill anyone, though.
No, that's really good.
And no one's really fucked up.
That's really good. But still, he's fucked.
Yeah.
He's totally fucked. And I saw the way they were carrying him to the car in broad daylight.
I'm surprised that they were actually as gentle as they were.
Yeah. Weird that they continued to shoot out with his house after they arrested him.
I'm so glad I didn't tweet that video because I saw that.
I would have loved it if you did.
Would you have laughed at me?
Oh my God, I would have thought it was great. I'd be like, look at Jim Norton. I probably would have quote tweeted it, and I'd go, there's an active shooter out there, but somehow Jim Norton found the arrest footage.
When they stiffen him up and he won't get in the car, I thought he had just shot at 6 cops. I'm like, why aren't they taking a nightstick?
No, he didn't.
Smashing him.
Because he didn't do that.
Oh.
He's the guy who had shot the cops. He's still in the house.
Get in the car, dude. Get in the fucking car. What do you think? They're going to give up and send you home?
That's the middle of the afternoon.
I don't get what these guys are thinking when you don't get in the police car.
There's a lot of ego. You know what I mean? You want to have your last moment of gravitas?
I guess so. Philly's a rough area. I've never been to that part of Philly. I want Keith Robinson to take me where he grew up.
Why?
I just want to see that part of Philly. I mean, I love Philly. I've never been there.
Just to drive through?
Just to see it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like a city I really like a lot. We've spent a lot of time and we've broadcast a lot. I've done show. And I've never been to the part of it.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of jail, are you still standing strong on your Epstein stuff?
Yeah, he hung himself. He had broken neck bones.
Okay.
So far, that goes with my theory. I don't care what his dumb lawyer said. He was optimistic. Shut up.
Apparently his last words were, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Probably said the same thing to the Grim Reaper, except he said in 10 minutes. He was fucking...
They also said that apparently the cameras were malfunctioning, unfortunately, during his suicide.
Were they?
Yeah. That's what I've heard anyway. And
I would like proof of that.
I would too. To be fair, I would like proof of that. His lawyer said he was optimistic. However, plenty of people who committed suicide are optimistic right before they go because they've finally settled on what's going on.
Yeah.
Although his lawyers seem to think that he was going to be able to get out of this.
I don't even
Double jeopardy and whatnot.
I don't know how much I believe the fact that he had a positive outlook when he was denied bail, and that judge, that court had just made a decision against rich guys paying for their own security because it was a two-tier justice system, and all these stories came out, and the fucking records were unsealed. Everyone who he's friends with is running for cover, and the whole country, for a month. The biggest story in the country is billionaire pedophile.
But he got out the first time.
He did, but he knows this is different.
Also, apparently, what the report is that he had breaks in his neck, which can happen from a hanging.
Yes.
Or choking.
Yeah.
Meaning somebody choking you. And apparently it happens more often when you're choked versus when you hang yourself. Especially when you hang yourself from like a bunk. It's not like you hung himself from the ceiling.
Right. I want to see if the cameras were really malfunctioning and they fell asleep. Then I might be on board with something is wrong.
How
If
would
the
you
cameras,
prove that?
what's that?
How would you ever prove that?
If we don't have any camera footage.
If there's no camera footage, because it's supposed to be, or did they not? Unless they just didn't have cameras on his cell because he was off suicide watch.
Bro. You
Well, no, but
just said yesterday he was the most high-profile person.
He was, but if he was not on suicide watch, there wouldn't be a camera on him.
You don't think that they would keep a camera on that cell just in case?
No, I don't think so. Honestly,
suicide watch. No.
if you're not on suicide watch, no, they wouldn't watch it.
And why would they take him off suicide watch anyway?
Because he had been attacked by that. His cellmate was a giant ex-cop who's like, I saved him, but I believe that guy might have attacked him because he was fucking little girls. Maybe that guy has a daughter or something. You know, a lot of guys in jail don't like that shit.
That's true.
So he may have attacked him, and everyone thought it was suicide watch, but he might have said, no, I was attacked.
There's also, I do feel like there's more and more that needs to be covered up. Just the fact that, do you see that painting that's in his house? What a fucking weird life this guy has.
I sure feel
Or
pretty.
So,
Billary.
when I saw the article first come out, I was like, okay, this has got to be bullshit. You know, this is probably just some article. And I was like, well, and then everybody else started picking it up, and the person who posted it, there is a painting.
Because he's being flirty.
He must have
sassy.
He must have hated that, Bill Clinton.
There is a painting that was in Jeffrey Epstein's house in the living room, just for everybody to see. This was not hidden. This was not something that he was like, oh, we'll only bring it out if we have certain people over. Anybody who got to go to Jeffrey Epstein's pleasure dome that he called his house, anybody that went into his house got to see this painting. It is a portrait, looks like done in acrylic, of Bill Clinton.
Nice shoes.
Yeah.
And he is draped over a chair.
Sure is.
In the Oval Office. And he is wearing...
He's pointing.
He is pointing at the camera.
Hand over waist.
Legs crossed.
Yeah. Sexy.
And he is wearing a blue dress.
That's right. Hugging a form-fitting blue dress.
A form-fitting blue dress.
Off the shoulder.
And red heels.
Yeah.
It's Bill Clinton in a blue dress and red heels. And he's in the Oval Office. And this is a painting that is hung with pride in Jeffrey Epstein's house.
Do you know what's amazing about this
To this
painting?
day.
What's
to
amazing
this day
is how good a painter that someone has to be to get it where you're pointing, and it really looks like he's pointing at the camera. Do you know how hard it is to draw hands and especially the perspective of pointing at a camera? That's a really fucking hard thing to draw.
That's what you're taking away?
That's not the first thing I took away. A lot of anybody
But
that
a blue
can draw
dress is
can
not
do.
that hard to draw. A suit's harder to draw than a sexy blue dress.
The reason this is a story is not because of the quality of drawing.
But I'm just pointing that out.
Jim
as an
is right.
aside.
No, I'm
That's
sure
a hard thing.
That's a hard thing to do.
Right?
No, I got that. But the person who painted this was a professional painter.
Sure, but that's still hard.
But that's what they do.
I know.
I mean, a lot of people are afraid to go up on stage and tell jokes. They got stage fright.
Well, that's why people are in awe of me. Ooh, did I fucking kill yesterday?
Did you?
I don't think that's true.
Good for you.
Set of a lifetime.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. In his house.
I don't believe him.
I don't believe him either. I think he did very poorly last night.
No, it was just fine.
It was fine. It was just average. It was just a typical night. In his house.
Who's she? Who's the old lady?
I mean, but Bill must have at least pretended to get a kick out of it.
I doubt he
I
saw
bet he
it.
did get a kick out of it.
What do you mean you doubt he saw it? You don't think he was in Jeffrey Epstein's house?
Not after a certain point.
Bro. He was
Not
in
after
there.
2008.
I think he's in on it.
It's a fun place, man.
I think he's in on this painting.
Think he posed for it? I sure do look pretty.
I'd fuck me.
So You know, people are saying, like, clearly the blue dress, when you think about Bill Clinton.
This is after he saw Clinton.
You think about Monica Lewinsky. Maybe that's where the blue dress comes in. There's also a photo that somebody posted of Hillary wearing a very similar blue dress. Look at that. That's a very similar blue dress.
Maybe it was maybe it was meant to say this is the Oval Office. The president and the first lady, and she's actually the president. Who knows?
No.
Maybe Bill just put on Hillary's dress every now and then.
Maybe.
And then he was like, oh.
Oh, do you think he posed for it like what's-her-face in Titanic?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And then they steamed up the old car windows afterwards.
Oh, wow. That's it.
Oh.
Is that the
Chelsea?
girlfriend
Yeah.
at Chelsea's wedding?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's weird because...
Bill's walking her down the aisle. Wow.
That's not good.
No. Do you think Bill's a little embarrassed?
it
that
said,
this
that,
maybe
it
come
said
out?
in that article, it said Bill was there in 2012.
Yes, but that's... No, the paintings. The person who took the picture was there as 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell probably knew him in a different way. But look at how...
What way?
No one's got their cell... No, meaning like she might have known him through her father or something. Like she may have even made the introduction. Who knows? Because she's fucking... Her father's a big...
I see.
When you look at Clinton walking with her, there's no cell phones raised at Chelsea's wedding.
Oh, yeah. No, they put the kibosh on
They
that.
probably said no phones. Look at how somber he looks.
He does.
Just a dad walking his daughter. She looks great. It's a nice photo.
It is.
Wish I was invited to that.
But you know, I mean, in other news, he might be connected to a pedophile ring.
Oh, that's not why they put that out?
No, you're missing the point on all these photos. So far, you're like, Chelsea's wedding looked nice, and that's a very good quality painting.
Just lying.
I think this goes to the theory that I brought up yesterday, that just rich life is different.
Yeah, it is.
There's weird stuff happening.
Weird stuff is accepted when they know you have $300 or $500 or $800 million. People accept weird shit.
Yeah.
Because you have so much you can do for them.
Like, do you think there's anybody around going like Jeff, what is the deal with that painting? That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The painting is weird, but it's more like, why is there a girl who looks to be 13 or 14 waiting in your lobby? Like, you're 60 and she's 14 waiting in the lobby.
Right.
Like, for what?
He was a pedophile. Jeffrey Epstein, I think.
People accept weird shit, man. When
Yeah.
you're that famous. Like,
And
when you
rich,
have that much
rich.
money, they accept weird things that are like, just that they wouldn't accept from anybody else.
Yeah. I mean,
Weird painting.
I have to tell you, when that painting came out yesterday,
Oh, it's great.
it did not make me think,
And
oh,
Clinton likes that?
I didn't go like this. You know what? That painting makes me think it was definitely a suicide. You know?
That's probably why they had him killed, because of that painting.
Yeah.
The artist is next.
The painting comes out anyway. God damn it.
That is a good painting.
That's
that-
embarrassing.
It
That's
is.
really, I mean,
What's it mean, though? I wonder if Clinton knew about it, and does it mean something?
he knew about it. He probably saw it. He probably pretended to laugh at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he posed for it.
I don't know if he posed for it because he didn't pose in the Oval Office for it.
No, I mean not in the Oval
He
Office.
never saw
Unless he
that.
called up Obama. He said, hey, Barry, I need to borrow the office for a couple hours. We got to do a painting.
Bill Clinton never saw this painting. He never saw that.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was reflective of an incident that actually happened. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe old Wild Bill every now and then likes to put on a frock and
Epstein wouldn't know that.
hang out with Jeff. What?
No.
They have the same friends.
Yeah, I know that,
I
They're
have no doubt
buddies.
that he at least knew about the painting.
He definitely
There's-
knew about the painting.
There's no way that it was there for, 7 years?
Yeah.
And so many people go to Epstein's house that run in the same circles as the Clintons, and nobody was ever like...
How do you bring that up to the ex-president? You know, there's a painting of you in a dress.
Hey, I was over at Jeffrey's house the other day.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
I don't think the
When
president
sentence-
is
And after he got busted for being a pedo years ago, I doubt anybody is saying to Bill Clinton, "Hey, guess whose house I was at?" Maybe he knew about
Dude,
it, but
they are definitely saying it to him. The people who know. If you're at Jeffrey Epstein's house, you're talking to Bill Clinton and saying, hey, I was at Jeff's house yesterday. You know, he's got a painting of you in a dress, and he's like, oh, the blue dress? That's my favorite.
Jim, I imagine you coming over to my house, and we're friends. We hang out, and you come over and there's a picture of you, a painting of you in a dress. You'd be like, and you didn't know? You'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
What the fuck is that?
What are you doing?
I know. A friend of mine had a painting of me with a horse. I threw it out.
Well, you got pissed.
Yeah.
I saved it. I changed it. I changed it. I put Napoleon on it. Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I would love to know what that dress means. I wish the artist would say, will he talk about it? Was it commissioned?
No, he ain't talking. But, yeah, I mean, the prevailing theory right now is it's a reference to Monica's dress.
Maybe, but I think it's much more a statement about Bill and Hillary being in power together in the office. That's what I think it is.
I think it might be that Bill likes to wear dresses every now and then.
It's in the Oval Office. I don't even think it's a slam on Clinton.
Remember that clip? My name is William, and I like to wear dresses.
Oh yeah.
Who do you think that was? William Jefferson.
Bizarre image. Now it's a $56 million lair. How much is this house worth?
I don't know. With that painting, I bet you get a lot of money for that painting now.
I love how they put it in the Daily Mail. Jeffrey Epstein had painting of Bill Clinton wearing a blue dress in capital letters. Like, that's so scandalous.
I mean, it's weird to have a painting of...
He hung himself because he was in jail for fucking 14-year-olds.
Can we at least...
He has a blue dress!
Can we throw some air quotes around hung himself? Just throw some...
Nope.
Okay, all right. I just tell me when you're ready to throw quotations. That's it. I'm not asking you to make a leap. Just tell me if there comes a time when you're like, okay, we could throw quotes.
What came out today? Back's Jim's story.
What?
The guy's neck was broken.
His neck was broken.
From a hanging.
Or choking.
Or
He could have been.
homicide.
Yeah, I mean, they said that...
I think there'd be other signs of a struggle, though, which an autopsy will
that's why they
reveal.
need more information.
Yeah, an autopsy will reveal what's
They said-
under his fingernails. Is there any other signs of a struggle?
They said the broken bones are in line with this suicide or homicide.
Yeah. And I think that an autopsy should be able to tell if there's fingerprints in your neck. By the way, a strangling happened. Oh, then again, they could have used something else too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not
You think
going
his
to
last words were, just don't show him the painting.
Yeah. Hey, there's a painting. I wonder if the whole camera being off thing or the cameras were out. Again, that whole, NORAD was told to stand down. These dopes that would say that. So I don't believe that until I hear that from multiple places.
Do you think the Clintons are psyched that painting's out there?
Just one more embarrassing.
Like, oh, Jeffrey, God damn it.
I could have been the first lady.
There's somebody selling prints.
Oh, good. He told Jeff, take the painting down before you think you're going to get arrested. What are you doing?
That is embarrassing.
What are you doing?
He's so loved, though. I mean,
Bill?
everybody loves Bill Clinton.
You just don't. It's the last thing in the world. You don't want to believe any of this stuff about Bill. He's a charming guy.
He hangs out with a kid fucker. It's all right.
Wow.
He has a painting of him.
He
in a
didn't
dress.
know.
Plus, he's in his 70s now. If he was 15 years younger, but he's 72.
That's what Bill Cosby thought, too.
That's true. That's true. But Bill Cosby was different.
No, they would have to find some real dirt on Clinton.
Yeah.
Right now, everything is sort of,
He's above the law.
No,
there's
there's enough people that hate him,
and there's no hard evidence.
and there's people that hate Clinton that are even more
Yes.
powerful than he is now, like Trump.
There are people. Well, I don't know if Trump's more powerful than Clinton.
In the moment, he's the active president.
Well, depends on what you want to believe about who. Well, we don't need to get into all that. But
He didn't hang out with Trump much. From what I understand, he got kicked out of Mar-a-Lago like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah,
On the
I think
NBA
Trump
show?
stopped hanging out with him 15 years ago.
And the girl said that Trump wasn't flirty. One girl's like, "You never even flirted with me."
Yeah, they were friends for a period of time.
Yeah.
for sure.
He ain't know him. He just knew him from that circle in Florida. Billionaires or whatever the fuck.
Well, he
they
said
were.
that. I mean, they hung out.
Yeah.
for sure.
And Palm Beach is small. It's
Right.
like everybody knows each other.
But man, I don't know this Clinton stuff.
Oh, this is great.
It's imagine if Hillary had won the election. Did you say that before the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Imagine
said
if
that this would be while she was president.
Imagine if Hillary were the
Distraction.
president right now and all this is happening.
And Jeffrey Epstein had this going on.
I think if Hillary Clinton were president, Jeffrey Epstein would have committed suicide, thrown up these.
Air quotes.
Yeah, long ago. I think I think Jeffrey Epstein's suicide would have been earlier if Hillary Clinton were president, because she wouldn't want to deal with all this, especially if that painting was out there.
Don't you think it's suspicious, though, that the cameras weren't working?
If that's
I don't
true,
know if that's true or not. I haven't,
that hasn't come out officially.
yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
That's a rumor.
The rumor that their cameras are out, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
If that
if-
does come out, though, is that
Oh
fishy?
my God,
That's very
horribly
suspicious.
suspicious.
Of course. Yeah, that's suspicious.
You think Hillary is pissed because she's been looking for that dress and now she's realizing that's
Yeah.
the reason that there were tears in it?
Bill. Yeah, exactly.
Bill was sliding into it.
Yeah, why there's a bump in the front that won't go away. You always have a little boner.
Yeah. Hey, why is the stain on the inside of this dress instead of the outside?
That book on JFK behind him, it looks like Kennedy in that book.
No, I think that's what's it called? Like a paperweight type deal. That's like the
or is that
a bookend.
It looks like Kennedy.
Yeah. I think it's a sculpture of Kennedy's head.
Maybe it's like an inside joke, or Bill was actually in the Oval Office in a dress.
I wonder that I believe that there could be one theory I have, because you're right. It could be a commentary on really Billary. This is Billary. It's not, I know you love that one. Could be a commentary on that. Could be a commentary on the Lewinsky thing, or it could be an inside joke that Bill Clinton sometimes would throw on a dress and heels.
So what are you saying? That the semen on the blue dress that they had the DNA was actually on the inside?
On that could be a different.
No.
dress.
But are you saying that that's maybe what they're implying is that he would wear that blue dress, and maybe that's where she got the semen from because he wore it and got cum on it?
Right.
I don't believe it. Don't believe it. This is symbolic of him. Maybe the blue dress has symbolism because of Monica, but this is much more about him and Hillary running the country together.
You mean Billary?
Yeah. That's what this means.
Let's go to Charlie in Wisconsin. What's up, Charlie?
How come you don't surf?
Hey guys,
Hey.
Thank you.
I just got an alert on my phone. The Daily Mail has just released an article saying that the New York City Chief Medical Examiner, Barbara Simpson, has listed the cause of death as pending.
Yeah.
And not a suicide.
Well, they probably have other
Yes.
stuff because they know there's suspicion.
Right.
They're just being responsible. Like, they probably want to check, again, like I said, whatever they check for with a suicide, signs of a struggle. You can't just hang a guy without him fighting back.
What if they do cause of death and then they put suicide, but they leave it in quotes?
Had broken bones.
Brett in Colorado. What's up, Brett?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello. Jim, I used to be a corrections officer, and I'm just going to tell you right now, and I've even been a corrections officer that's had to do suicide watch. Absolutely no way that there's not foul play here. One, you can't, it's not easy to hang yourself in a prison. You almost have to be like a prisoner for years and get the inside scoop on how to do it with the older prisoners. It's not something easily done.
What if you wrap a bed sheet around your neck and tie this around the top of the top bunk?
Well, if it were that
and do it
easy,
that
don't
way?
you think it would happen? I mean, suicides are not common in jail.
They happen, though.
No,
but a lot of times maybe there's two guys in a cell. He was alone in a cell.
That's also
yeah,
suspicious.
you are alone on suicide. But when you're on suicide watch, also they give you special blankets that you're unable to tear. I mean, and also a requirement on suicide watch is that you have a handy cam on that prisoner the entire time.
Yes, 100%. But here's my thing. Sorry to interrupt you. If there was
Wasn't he
another
taken
guy
off
in his
suicide watch?
they took
He
him
was
off
off. Yeah, he
because
wasn't.
there was another guy in his cell who I believe is a really big ex-cop who was in jail for narcotics or something. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he had a cellmate, an ex-cop, who attacked him. And then let's just say they took him off suicide watch because it wasn't a suicide attempt, it was a beating. And then he got his own cell because they knew if they put him with another prisoner, he might get the shit kicked out of him or killed. So maybe they put him in his own cell for his own protection.
So you're
Well,
saying
even
he
if they
followed up a
did-
fake suicide attempt with a real suicide attempt?
I don't think the first one was fake if the guy attacked him. Maybe the guy attacked him and he was afraid to say anything. And then he finally went, oh, no, he attacked me. I didn't try to kill myself. And they're like, okay. And then you're off suicide watch.
So he was like this, I did not try to kill myself. And they were like, okay. And he goes, but now I'm going to.
Well, maybe once he was alone, don't forget more stuff came out in the 2 weeks since that happened, too. They unsealed all these documents. I think some other 15-year-old came forward and said that he forcibly attacked. Like, there was a whole bunch more shit.
Not good.
So, yeah, why do you think
It's
there's foul
not-
play?
Well, it's pretty much impossible for a regular Joe to hang himself in a prison cell. I guarantee you it did not happen.
I don't believe that. I believe you, but I don't believe that. I believe that a regular guy with a bed sheet, unless if it's a regular sheet and there's a top bunk, I believe you can tie it around your neck and hang yourself. It happens.
All right. Thank you,
But
Brett.
how-
Sorry. Go ahead.
Think about how tall the top bunks are too. It's not, and you can't let your feet hang.
No, you
What's the
can't, but
size?
you
How
can
tall?
hang yourself by kneeling.
Now, let me ask you this. If you hang yourself by kneeling, would your neck break?
You know, I don't know. Depending on how long you were there for, I guess. I don't know I don't know.
It doesn't seem like, I feel like you would choke, But I don't see. I feel like your neck would break from the impact of jumping off of something.
But
yeah?
or he may have hung, dude. He may have done it. Who the fuck knows? He may have just tied it real tight to the top and stood there and then just leaned forward. Who knows? Then passed out.
Or would that break your neck?
I don't know. It might crush your neck bones, though, if the weight of you. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if
was
you're
his
there,
neck broken or they said neck bones were broken?
Neck bones were broken.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess if you're there for a long time.
Yeah. Sure, fuck you. I don't know.
Quit drinking the Kool-Aid, Jim. Quit drinking it.
Well, Brett, I'm not drinking. I'm trying to just look at it logically. And I know what you're saying, and you know more about jails than I do, but I don't. You're saying it's impossible to hang yourself in jail. No, it's not.
It's possible.
Of course it is.
It doesn't happen often. And you would think it would happen a lot more often, but jails specifically try to not have people kill themselves in their jail because it looks bad.
Scott in Wisconsin.
You're not supposed to have deaths in your jails.
What's up, Jimmy? You're going to such lengths, man, to try to make this rational. You're like the reverse of Troy. It's pretty clear. Like, it's laid out in front of you. I mean,
yes, it is.
The Clintons have been involved in so much freaking goofy shit. You're trying to even make the painting.
By the way, it might not be the Clintons.
Like,
There's a lot of
But what am I resisting with the Clinton? There's a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress. Maybe the tie-in
in
is
a pedophile's freaking living room. In a pedophile's living room,
Yeah, no,
like a known pedophile.
You're
man.
panicking, Scott. I know, but I'm saying I don't know what it means. The art, he didn't paint it. He bought it. So did he commission it? Did the artist paint it and he picked it up? Does it have anything to do with Bill and
She's
Hillary?
done other paintings of presidents in the Oval Office doing stuff.
But I think
so she's done other presidents.
I think Scott's implication is that if this pedophile who you're already tied to has a painting of you in a dress in his living room, it implies a closeness.
Yeah, something tells me, though. Maybe he had that because he knew him, but something tells me that the artist, a woman who painted it, is probably making a statement that Hillary was the real power behind Bill Clinton or that they were in power together. That's my guess. How is that crazy?
It's because you're just trying to rationalize everything, and it's not rational.
Of course it's rational. Everything's rational
at all.
Dude, whatever happened is
Not.
rational.
It's goofy, crazy shit that
it is good. There's
wrapped
some
up
goofy,
with these
crazy
multi-billionaires, and there's so many different people involved in this. And it's not just a normal dude got in trouble, hung himself because he was going to face life.
Yes, it is. And if it's proven differently, I don't have any investment in it being this way. But so far, what I'm saying does not sound crazy. If he got taken off suicide watch because he was attacked and given his own cell for his own safety, and then he hung himself, and so far the autopsy has found he had broken neck bones, which is consistent with a hanging.
And
absolutely, and something else. So they're going to look further. They're going to check under his fingernails. They're going to do whatever you have to do to in an autopsy to see how you died. How is that crazy of me?
No, because it's there's a lot of stuff that's laid out that is saying different.
No, it's not. It's all speculation.
It is. That's what you're doing is speculating to the other side.
I'm
right?
going.
You're trying to speculate it to make it not what it is,
Scott,
which is a pedophile that has these billionaire friends.
You have a
Does this have anything to do with
Scott
Pizzagate? Remember that,
Scott? You have a conclusion in your head. This is the problem with conspiracy guys. You have a conclusion in your head that is, this is what happened, and everything for you is a way to prove that conclusion. I think that what happened is what they said, just because nothing has shown me different. The security camera thing, I'm like, let's see if the word comes out on that. That's very suspicious if that happened. But I've only heard rumors about that. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy the rumor that some guy said on Twitter. I want to know for a fact.
That's fair.
But there is no facts yet. That's the whole point. I'm not even arguing that.
I mean, there will be. There's no way that
I'm arguing the fact that
there are facts.
One of the guys that could have sunk a lot of people mysteriously freaking died in jail. That's all
true.
I'm saying,
dude. You're right.
And Bill Clinton, is tied way deeper than the 3 plane rides with CIA to him.
Maybe he is.
It's just more cover up. Maybe he is.
You say more cover up. You don't know that. If you don't know what happened, how do you know the Clintons are involved? You have a pre-fixed notion in your head that the Clintons are involved.
Going off of facts.
Okay, what fact? Give me a fact that ties Scott. Give me a fact that ties him to Epstein's death. Not his association years ago. Give me a fact that ties him to his death.
I'm not tying him to the death. I'm tying him to the weirdness of Epstein. That's all I'm saying. He said he was there 3 times. They got him on a plane more than 20 times. He's been to Pedophile Island,
Shit.
Are those
Okay, so can you at least say though, Jim? That
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, buddy.
With the painting and Clinton going to here's the flight log. So he
Yes.
obviously was on the plane on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, flew somewhere.
Sure.
Probably to So that's happened.
Probably to pedophile.
The Clintons have been associated with all sorts
You
of
heard him almost say
weird-
that, Travis.
I did.
he slipped into theory and
Okay,
out of
sorry,
fact for
I
a
take
second.
it-
For a
but
second,
they have
But
logs of where
in
they
Troy's
were going.
defense, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
pedophile.
I think that's the official
Yeah.
name.
So-
I called it Staten for many years. I was wrong. That's why Travis lives there.
Now with this and with that and with the other thing and the other, can you at least say, you know what? There's probably something fucked up going on.
What I said was,
And you're being logical.
if the cameras don't work, that's very suspicious. I get why everyone is saying that, oh my God, he's tied to Clinton. I get it.
You're
But
saying if the cameras are broke, then he got choked?
God damn it. Hate your guts.
Just
Fucking
came up with that
good.
right
That
now.
was actually really good.
Thank you very much.
But I just don't have, I have no investment in what it is mentally. Guys who are so dug in this conspiracy with Clinton, you could hear them go, it's tied in with facts. I'm like, but what facts?
Yeah, I mean,
There,
the Clinton thing.
People are trying to blame Trump for it. Like, everyone has their own set of facts.
But these are facts. This is a fact.
He
right?
did fly in his plane.
He did fly in his plane.
100%.
So
but
he
don't
does
you
have
think
an
he could?
association
But couldn't
with
he?
Clinton.
Couldn't he
Yeah,
have
an
gotten?
association with Trump, too.
That-
Couldn't
those
he
are
have
facts.
gotten? If somebody arranged this, it could have been any number of people.
Right.
The Clinton thing is the most familiar for people.
And there's a history of weird shit happening.
But there's weird. It could have been
Of course,
the royal
of
family
course,
in England.
of
It could have
course.
been people we've never heard of that are financially well off.
But-
And we all know what Troy has said in the past.
Bob Lazar's bullshit. That was taken out of context. But you know what I mean? Like, he's in the flight logs. There's a picture of him in a dress in the living room. There is
It's a
something.
painting. It's a painting.
A painting.
That's a big
difference.
difference.
Excuse me. So there are very strange things.
Okay, but can you also look at it like
Stranger
a few
things.
days ago? They were saying, oh my God, it's crazy. He's on suicide watch, and all of a sudden he's dead. Can you see in the last couple of days, they've actually said, well, no, he was taken off suicide watch. Doesn't it make any sense that he actually may have been attacked and they may have taken him off for that and put him in his own cell for his own safety? And so far, the medical results, and you have Michael Baden watching and an independent guy doing the autopsy, are that he did have, it wasn't like they said he had 2 black eyes and his jaw was broken and then he hung himself. So far, the evidence that's come out, at least that we are privy to, is that his fucking neck was crushed.
It's pretty clear what's going on here.
So far,
You're a
it's not
messenger.
proving me
Okay,
wrong.
and I'll say you have an excellent point.
He's a messenger of the Illuminati.
And everything Jim has said that has come out in the news is correct.
Illuminati.
But can you also say on the flip side, there could be some real shady shit
You're
going
saying
on.
put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it?
That's right.
I see.
But I've never said there couldn't be. I've only said that, like, I don't automatically jump to that just because I know the guy was a pedo who knows he's facing life in prison. And I just think that I don't care what his fucking lawyers say. When you're pulled out of a private plane and you think you're going home and then you don't get bail and you might never get out of jail.
He was a narcissistic sociopath.
100%.
Okay, so but that goes to
That's true.
possible delusions, right?
Yes.
Charles in Maryland has a great point to your stuff, Jim. What's up, Charles?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Love you guys. So one of the last callers said suicides in prisons are impossible. I mean, Aaron Hernandez killed himself in jail. What about that?
That's a fabulous
it's crazy.
counterpoint, Charles.
It's great. I didn't think of that. I talk about that in my act. I should have thought of it. You're right.
Right. Fabulous counterpoint.
Yeah, the dude went out. And point 2 to, the whole conspiracy thing. Patrice O'Neill made this point.
Who's
Are
that?
you really trying to say that nobody's going to keep their mouths open throughout the whole thing? We're human beings. We're going to talk. Fredo, please, be real.
Yeah, he.
We don't use that word here.
People
Thank you,
can keep
Charles.
secrets at times too, but I just think that with this one, when you're walking into the Manhattan Correctional Facility and you have to tell a guard to turn, like literally what happened to him was online 40 minutes before the news had it. Like, so knowing that shit happens, who the fuck do you trust to pull off a murder, like a high profile murder,
we talked
while
about-
everyone's watching in the jail? And then with the way information leaks, 40 minutes before, it's on 4chan.
We talked about that yesterday, though. The whole point of doing it in jail is you could tell 2 people and be done.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
you don't need a network of people to do it in a jail. And it also could be one of those things, like we said yesterday, where he was pushed and convinced to do it himself. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different possibilities here. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do today. I really want to play some of these Biden clips but I think we also need to talk about where this came from.
It just didn't taste fresh. Well, it didn't.
We've
Can I hear that again? Oh, I hate it. It just didn't taste fresh.
In the 15 years I've known you, that's my favorite thing you've ever said.
That's my new shit.
It just didn't taste fresh.
The stutter step before fresh.
Well, I like fresh food.
No.
Who doesn't know that about me?
I know it about you. We're going to take a break. We got a lot to get into today. We also have Joe Mackey and Phil Hanley both coming in today in just a few minutes. My tickets for Caroline's Comedy Club on September 8th, Sunday, September 8th, 7 p.m. I'll be doing my live podcast there, my live wrestling podcast at Caroline's. It's the first time I've done a live show there in over a year. So get tickets at carolines.com for Not Sam Wrestling, Sunday, September 8th, 7 p.m.
And I have tomorrow and Saturday, I'll be in Maryland at Magooby's in Timonium. And Buffalo, New York, I'm coming September 5, 6, 7, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a very last minute. We didn't know if the dates were going to work out. And I'll let you know by tomorrow, but I may be canceling the first show in Toronto on the Friday to go to the premiere of The Irishman here. I'm not missing that.
You know what the problem with the first show was?
What? It just didn't taste fresh.
Okay. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.